line. Two wide receivers split to the near sideline. Kurt Griffin checking things over and is now ready for the snap. Almost drew the Rampage off sides, and maybe he did. Pitch coming to the near sideline. His penalty markers on the play. Not much doing on the play.
Well, that play was designed to draw the Rampage off sides for the Panthers.
So the Arlington Panthers will get 5 yards and a chance to repeat first down, so it'll be 1st and 5. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. Clock stopped with 2:37 to go in the game. The Texas Rampage need to hold off the Arlington Panthers, get the ball back for one more try at the end zone. Kurt Griffin is under center. 3 wide receivers to the far sideline. Instead, it's a delayed handoff to the lone setback. Handoff going to number 48, Jerry Smith. Smith, a fullback, 5'10", 255 pounds. So he is kind of Ed Canty's opposite number. Smith out of Tyler Junior College. Clock is running, as you can see, and we are approaching the 2-minute warning. And at the 2-minute warning, the Arlington Panthers have the ball and a 12-7 lead over the Texas Rampage. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion right after this.
Man, we got to get the football back, Larry. I hope they won't be stupid. Yeah.
And we're back to action here at Standridge Stadium in Farmers Branch. The Arlington Panthers with the ball and a 12-7 lead. They now are trying to work on that clock and finish off the Texas Rampage. Kurt Griffin, the quarterback, a long count. Finally, he takes the snap, gives it to the halfback on the right side. That is number 24, Adrian Dorsey, who is now in the game. He's out of Ranger Junior College in Ranger, Texas. And now the Texas Rampage forced to burn one of their timeouts with 1:46 to go. So we'll be back with more football from Standridge Stadium right after this.
You know, you start wondering when it's going to start rolling your way. It's been so far the other way. I don't know what it is. I think that guy's not too much noise.
Do you want me to go ahead and take a break at every timeout? I know you're trying to save time.
These guys ought to be ashamed, man. Yeah, they don't know what they are. Oh, they have too many discussions, man. A real referee going to call it, then we going to call it. These guys ought to
Okay.
be ashamed of themselves. Come on, we got to get the ball back.
back to Standridge Stadium. Quarterback Kurt Griffin, number 12, brings the Arlington Panthers up. Panthers trying to burn the final minute and 46. They have a lead of 12-7 over the Texas Rampage, and now Griffin just takes the ball and dives into the line. Quarterback sneak on 3rd down and 1. It's going to be very close, and we'll see if they measure. In fact, there will be no measurement, as the official now says 4th down. The referee put the fist up over his head. That means 4th down. They have changed it over on the far sideline. So 4th and 1. This play now looms large with 1:30 to go and the ball at midfield.
This could be the play of the game right here.
And this could indeed be the ball game. And they are letting the clock run. Now finally it stopped as the Arlington Panthers burn a timeout.
Well, that could prove very, very costly for the Rampage in the long run.
Yeah, the fact that they let the clock run as long as they did, but then again, I think that was pretty well at the Panthers' discretion. They kind of moved their huddle over more towards the sideline. It was a calculated play on their part to burn some time and then take the timeout. So 4th and 1 upcoming. Arlington Panthers need to get the ball just across midfield to the 49-yard line. The ball spotted right about midfield.
Well, the Rampage are setting up for a punt return on 4th and less than a foot.
It does indeed look like number 5, Chris Dolan, the punter, is in. I don't expect any trickery here. I think the Panthers would rather punt to the Rampage and take the chance of keeping them deep in their own territory. Of course, I could be wrong about that. We'll see what happens. It's Dolan, and he does punt it. And it's fielded and fumbled forward by Jason Smith, but he's lucky in as much as it goes out of bounds, and a flag late at the 36-yard line of the Texas Rampage.
So the Panthers will rely on their defense for the last minute.
Preliminary signal, an illegal block against the Rampage. And let's see what the official says.
Block in the back, blue 21, 1st down.
So the block was in the back by the Texas Rampage, and that again costly. That moves them back.
And the reason it wasn't a re-kick was because of the fact that the penalty happened after the reception.
Actually, we can't even really call it a reception, as
Let's go!
Smith had the ball go down through his arms. I think it hit off his shoulder pads or off his body. Went forward and out of bounds. I think he might have been thinking about going upfield too quickly.
I think you're right.
Yeah, thinking about running with it before he had the ball. Nevertheless, it's McDade and the Rampage for the final 107. Quick dump to Mike Moore. Mike Moore turns it back towards the middle of the field. He gets yardage, but that will keep the clock running. Rampage up to the line quickly. They'll probably go with no huddle here. 55 seconds to go in the game and counting. Rampage still with a timeout left. They want to save it. 49 seconds to go. He needs to get the play off. McDade drops straight back. Flush to out of the pocket now. Over to the right side. Rolls, fires a short pass. Incomplete. Ryan Wallace, number 5, the wide receiver, was in the vicinity.
Well, I thought for sure after Moore turned that ball back inside, they had planned on using one of their last time out, but they ended up jumping up to the line real quick, trying to get another play off. Then after they didn't call the timeout, I thought that the quarterback was gonna spike the ball into the ground, but that's not the case, as they have 42 seconds left.
Well, it's 3rd down and 4. the ball at the 27-yard line, although in a sense it's really 3rd and 73. Of course, there's still 42 seconds to go, so still might be too early to be thinking in those terms. McDade drops straight back. He had Smith open. Who was backpedaling for short yardage. Smith was wide open and backpedaling. He would have had the first down, but McDade elected to go downfield. And the clock is stopped with 34 seconds. Again, questionable play selection there on the part of the Texas Rampage.
And the play before on 4th and 1 by the Panthers, we said was the key play of the game, but it now comes down to this play by the Rampage on 4th and 3.
34 seconds to go, a 12-7 lead for the Panthers. Texas Rampage with the ball, 4th in the ball game. McDade fires out of bounds, incomplete. And that should do it. 32 seconds still remain on the clock. And 2 plays should be enough to do it. As it appears the Texas Rampage will go to 0-2 on the year. Arlington Panthers will improve to 2-0. Texas Rampage will have to think about missed opportunities here and some costly mistakes. Arlington Panthers were able to overcome their mistakes, the penalties they had. An electrifying 55-yard punt return for a touchdown by Tommy Hamilton. And a game-clinching touchdown run by Carlos Fleeks were enough to do it for the Arlington Panthers tonight.
Well, it was an ugly first half of play, but the second half proved to be a lot more exciting for both teams.
It's a defensive struggle throughout the first half, and Texas Rampage had an electrifying play of their own, the long touchdown pass from Mike McDade to Mike Moore. And the Rampage offense cannot have another try. So lined up in the deep drop formation as quarterback Kurt Griffin will take a knee. He does so. 28 seconds to go. The Rampage still with the timeout. We'll see if they burn it. Clock still ticking.
Well, the referee is saying that the Rampage are out of timeouts, even though the scoreboard says they still have one left.
And here come the players onto the field, and that should pretty much do it. 5 seconds, they're counting it down. So the Arlington Panthers improved their mark to 2-0 on the year in National Minor League Football play as they defeat the Texas Rampage 12-7 here at Standridge Stadium in Carrollton. Texas Rampage fall to 0-2 on the season, and they will have games upcoming. And so a tough loss for them, and they're just going to have to shake it off. So, Brian Smith, I think we saw a pretty exciting game tonight.